up to now, so bear with me on this. Need everybody's attention. I'm sure you're all wondering why I've asked you here this evening. This is it. Tony, it's impossible to speak too highly of Tony Daniel. And actually, I found it pretty much impossible to speak highly of him much at all. I told myself I wasn't going to look at any notes today, but we'll see. Let's start off by thanking some very important people. Obviously, Bill and Kathy Jurgensen for not only raising an amazing young woman, but for hosting us this evening. Let's give it up for them. I'd also like to thank Scott and Kathy Daniel for the best rehearsal dinner I've ever been a part of last night, and somehow getting this guy through childhood. I'd like to thank the Jurgensens, clan, I suppose, for that wonderful performance. Really all the bridesmaids, they all looked absolutely amazing. And I'd like to thank my boy TD here for asking me to be your best man. I know you had a lot of solid choices, but as always, the cream rose to the top. So when Tony asked me to be his best man, I knew he was going to be expecting quite a bit out of this thing, so I went to Carly for some advice. She told me I wasn't allowed to mention any ex-girlfriends. Anything involving the police, Hastings, Kearney, or anything involving alcohol. This could be a little difficult here. Now, there comes a moment in every man's life when he meets that person who makes him feel complete. His soulmate. The person who makes the world a beautiful place. The person with whom you share a bond so special, it transcends normal relationships and becomes something so pure, so wonderful, you can't imagine spending another moment of your life without it. That moment came for Tony in August of 2002 when he met me. For those that don't know, I'm Jim Hendricks. Tony and I were put as roommates. We're going into our sophomore year at Creighton. We played baseball together there. Also, for those that don't know, this is actually Tony's second marriage. He and I were married by common law after living with one another for 10 years. So, living with someone for so long, obviously, we share a lot of the same qualities, a lot of the same traits. However, we were polar opposites when it came to a few areas. Tony was a little messy, and I was clean. Tony was a bit unorganized at times, and I was and still am extremely good looking. Alright, I gotta look now, sorry. Oh, I'm good. Yeah, prayer time. Obviously, living with someone for so long, we have a million stories. While I can't tell most of them, I'll tell two quick ones, even though I probably shouldn't, as they might go against Carly's advice to me. The first one, and I'd like to thank Michael Petro for already telling part of this story. I like to call it Buddy. Obviously, some of you heard Mike talk about during the wedding. Years ago, Tony was back in Arkansas, his home state, attending a Ducks Unlimited event, with the prize item being a purebred chocolate lab hunting dog. We all know how big of a hunter Tony is, so he had to bid on that thing right away. So with a lot of liquid courage, a little push from the table of females to the left, and a lot of money, Tony wound up with the winning bid. Feeling pretty proud of himself, strutting up on stage, gets up there, and then it kind of hit him that he just literally bought a dog. So Tony named the dog Buddy, and in doing so created a new phrase, Buddy Drunk. Needless to say, Buddy didn't last too long at our house, and Tony's been Buddy drunk on a couple occasions since. The second story was back from our college days at Creighton. Tony and I regularly hosted movie nights in our beautiful apartment at Kellum Heights, or as we like to call it, Killum Heights, a name that it definitely earned. Tony always had the best surround system, the biggest TVs around, so hosting at our house was just a no-brainer. This one particularly cold, snowy December evening, a group of us, Snake, I know you're in here, decided to watch one of our favorites, Christmas Vacation. After the movie, we look around and notice something was missing from our place, that being a Christmas tree. So in true Griswold fashion, and to make a long and illegal story short, we ventured out at 2 a.m. and cut down our own tree from Memorial Park. Sorry, Gordo. It's that spontaneity and impulsiveness Tony's known for, obviously. It started out small with speakers, TVs, movies, biggest movie collection ever, and evolved into a new Jeep, a new house, and most importantly, golf clubs. Tony's bought more sets of golf clubs in the past year than I have in my entire lifetime. Easy. The bottom line... The bottom line is when Tony sees something he wants, he goes right after it. The same can be said for him and KJ. Tony knew early on that KJ was the one for him. There was no doubt about it. He would talk about her all the time to me. He started liking some of the things she started liking. I mean, there was no mystery why Tony got into yoga. And there were times when I would dread riding in the car with Tony sometimes because I knew I'd have to listen to Paramore the whole time. But that's all right. That's all right. Tony knew he wanted to be with Carly. He set his sights on it, never gave up. About 7 years later, it's finally happened. Yeah. So, Carly, even though I haven't officially been married, I'd like to, as Tony's ex-husband, pass on a little bit of advice to you. First off, and not everyone's going to get this, but I hope at least some of you do, a wise man once told me, you have to stoke the fire. Talking about the fire within. You have to stoke it. Secondly, a good wife at least offers to help her husband with the dishes. Third, when the wind blows hard and the sky is dark, ducks fly together. And fourth, love is like a fart. If you have to force it, it's probably poop. Be honest. But in all seriousness, Carly, it's been awesome seeing you and Tony grow over the years. I can't wait to see what the future holds for you two. Please take care of my best friend for me, and feel free to loan him back to me every now and then if you'd like. No matter the situation, I knew Tony would always have my back. Whether that was on the ball field, on the ice, at the bars, or in life, I know I can count on Tony to be there for me. Tony's the most generous man I know, and I'm proud to call him my friend and my brother. I love you, buddy, and wish you and Carly the best of luck. Now, most people would end right now with a toast, but I'm not most people. So, prepared a little ditty for your listening enjoyment. So without further ado, hit it. Arkansas, baby, Miller North lately, air drummer for the bands, wide-eyed, dimpled smile, Creighton catcher with velvet hands, buried to regulars, you must have seen him selling drinks out of his hands. always with you. Tony Daniels, a married man. Hold her closer, Tony Daniels. No, it's her way or the highway. No more golfing time to make ding-ding. You had a busy day today. It all starts with the Cocker Spaniel. And expect babies by Friday. Hope you know I'm just kidding. You had a busy day today. Yeah, I assure you, I had no vocal training before that performance. So now we will have a toast. Tony and Carly, may your love be modern enough to survive the times, yet old-fashioned enough to last forever. Cheers.